Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. We finally won our first game. We won our first game, guys. Can you believe? Oh my God. Yo, finally, Abomoli Fensiki used the right players. The right players played in this game. Oh my gosh. Like, guys, I'm going to say this, and I don't care who says what. But it feels like finally the coaching staff listened to the fans. Because, guys, this is what we needed. This is what we needed. This is what we needed. I'll unpack the game. There's still some things that are missing in our game. I'll unpack it. But Amakhosi Nation, Amakhosi Network, Amakhosi fans, Amakhosi for life. This one is for you, not even for Kaizer Mtaung, not for anyone. This is for Amakhosi Nation. We've put up with so much. We've put up with so much with this team. Like, we may not win the cup or whatever the case may be, but we deserve a good win, a win that is convincing. For once, we had a convincing win where we like, yeah, today Cape Town City cannot go home and say, we missed too many chances. We could have, like, today Chiefs played 110 times better. And for me, it must get better from here. It must. So let's unpack the game. Amakhosi Nation. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. But yeah, let's get to the game. The game started off good. First 10 minutes. First 10 minutes, Chiefs was on top of Cape Town City. And Cape Town City did not know what was happening. Cape Town City was not in the game. Not. Potsani, Ashley Dupree, Modi, Mdantsane. Best starting forward lineup we have had. Best. I will get to Ranga Chivavero now, but best, best, best. Like, we played. But I won't say this. Now, this is the part where I'm going to be critical. Chiefs must not get excited when they start off in a good foot. Because what happened is that after 10 minutes, Chiefs slowed down. And the reason they slowed down is because Chiefs was starting to just kick long balls. Why? We weren't connecting. Because Mdantsane, I love how he drops and ends up in the front. Yo, if Nkosimpile Ngobo had this energy, Mdantsane, Nkosimpile would be fair, because I think in ability, Nkosimpile is better. But I want you guys to understand. Mdantsane was fetching the ball from the middle, but still he was in the front at the same time. When we were pressing from the front, Mdantsane was there. When we were playing in the middle, Mdantsane was there. When it was time to defend, Mdantsane was there. And that is what we expect out of Unqobo. And number 10, yo, guys, I'm going to get to Castillo and etc. But that is one thing I like about Mdantsane. Mdantsane has to play. Upotsane played well, but let me get to that after the 10 minutes. The long balls were starting to affect our game because we just kept kicking, and losing the ball. The balls became less and less accurate. And that's why I was like, no, something is wrong here. We must stop. We must try our best to not always find a long ball. Let's play. Our boys can play. I think there was a point where we saw good. No, when the ball is on the ground, we look way better. When the ball is on the ground, when it's kicked far, it doesn't look good. It doesn't always look good because it isolates the player. There's many times the Babo Frosler got the ball in isolated positions and they didn't know what to do. But the moment we were playing like short passes and about to pre-running that side, Modi, Upotsani, Mdantsane, it was confusing the defense of Cape Town City. Look, Peterson, I will say this. He saved a lot of good chances, but today the chances that came for Peterson weren't like hectic chances. But I will say this, Peterson, you need to stay focused in the game. One thing I've realized about you, you're a good goalkeeper, but you get lost in a game, and I don't know, you stop thinking, and I don't like that. I don't like a goalkeeper who stops thinking in a game, because it was end to end. In this moment, it was whoever makes the mistake is gonna lose. In the end, Cape Town City player made a mistake and Castillo pounced and scored. That was the kind of game that was played. But yeah, guys, that was the game. Defensively, we were okay. We were okay. We were expecting Cape Town City to come at us, but they didn't do too much, except for one thing. One thing I want to highlight is that on the right, Frosler is having his best season. I don't know what Frosler did in the off season, but this, like, for once, I can look at Frosler at right back and say he deserves to be in right back more than whoever is on the bench, more than Solomon's, more than anyone. Frosler deserves to be there. But my only issue is this. And I feel like even when Solomon's comes back, we should not foster Solomon's to be the right back. Let's leave Frosler while he's in form to keep playing. They keep playing. Because Frosler may not be doing too much for us going forward. But in defense, solid. He's keeping up with the fast players. It's not as good, but I want to explain one thing, guys. When Chiefs is defending, there's one thing I wish the players can do that irritates me to the core, irritates me so much, and I wish people can watch Sundowns and Cape Town's and Manchester City. When the midfielders of the opposition have the ball, let's not allow them time to think. Because the first thing they do is that they kick wide. And when they kick wide, that is where our problems start. If we allow them to kick wide, we can't allow the guy who's receiving the ball to just have umatanda nje, like a free-flowing football. He can do whatever he wants on the wing. That thing is what's going to punish us eventually, because we can't allow that. When the moment they kick, we must press that guy. He must never feel comfortable getting the ball. The moment that long ball comes, we need to press him. And my thing is, we need to get that pressing from the defensive midfielders. They need to press that guy. If that guy presses, Abum Tanzania need to drop in for the defensive midfielders. So that's my one thing. I don't like this thing of opening the sides too much, because that thing is always dangerous. If we mustn't give opposition space to play in our half. They must find it difficult to play in our half, but we always give them the sides. And what we saw is that boy Rhodes and Gonzalez, that other Darwin Gonzalez of Cape Town City, when they got the ball on the right, they looked dangerous. And what was happening is that they kept making Aboshanti, etc. Make useless fouls. And in a game like today, Shanti could have easily gotten a yellow and a second yellow card and gotten a red card. As I'm there, let me get to Shanti. We need another left back. Today was a risk, a very, very big risk to play Shanti a whole 90 minutes. It was a very, very big risk. Ushanti was one tackle away from getting a red card today. So, that left back position is starting to look like a Mbobo. And I don't know what we're going to do, because, hey, Limbobo, if Ushanti, it was like we had no person on the bench who could help us on that left. And I don't know why. At some point, I was thinking, can we not sacrifice Slanti and put Umpotsane more left back? Then I realized Umpotsane even has a yellow card, so Gyafana. So from that standpoint, our left back it might be an issue going forward. Last year, it was the least of our worries, but this year, it's looking like an issue. In our defensive midfielder, Matt and Castillo were perfect. And I want to say this, guys. This is what I've always been saying. Castillo needs to go more forward. Castillo is not a natural defensive midfielder. He's a center mid. And he is the best attacking center mid out of Yusuf Matt and Sitebe. Castillo knows how to make deep runs. Castillo knows how to make the right passes. Castillo is becoming almost our engine. If you want me to give an idea of what Castillo is like, and I'm not saying he's this player, but I want to say what he gives, is like a Yeye Litulunyan. Uyeye Mudimo ball. Stuart Baxter taught him how to tackle, but the thing Uyeye did is that he made deep runs and he just kept the game playing. He was spraying the passes. If you watched Pirates yesterday playing non-Undlondlo was that player who would just make the game play. made the team play. And today Castillo was dead. He was strong defensively, but then in the middle, he was spraying the passes, and that is what I liked about him today. Because I'll say this, Castillo is not a defensive midfielder, and and yes, he has defensive qualities. Yes, he has defensive qualities, but Castillo doesn't have a lot of awareness because he's mostly an attacker. And I hope people saw today when I say Castillo is a more an attacking, he wants to be involved in going forward. But when we make Matt, because in the previous games, we were making more Castillo our defensive midfielder and making Matt the one who's going forward. But Matt is not that good at going forward. He is not that good. He can't find that right pass and intercept the right balls because Castillo intercepts, etc. So sometimes I just think, now that I'm thinking of this, I'm like, imagine we signed Castillo and Blom was still there. We would be breaking teams in the middle. But anyway, Castillo was connecting the play, he was doing well, and I liked that. And then in attack, finally the coaches, because this is what I don't care what Mulifantsik was sounding in the previous games, like he was blaming the players, but that is wrong. The players were playing to his instructions. Today it was obvious that today it was like, guys, play. And for once, our attackers, Modi, Dupree, excellent. Ntanzani, excellent. Who Potsani, excellent. Potsani is probably, one would consider maybe Potsani the steal of the season. Maybe. He still has a lot to do, but the energy and the creativity he brings on the field is what I like about Potsani. Yes, his finishing needs work because that one chance he got, he could have easily beat Kit. The thing that people don't realize about Kit, who Kit commits, he goes down very quickly. So you need to be smart with the kid. You need to just lift the ball and then chances are you can score. So that is the one thing. Potsani, you need to find a way to score the goals. In saying that, Dupree played well, Matt played well, Castillo played well, everyone played well. Now to the players who I questioned, I didn't question, I questioned, but I can tell it wasn't their day. One of them is Modi. Modi, today, his decision making was very off. Like very, very, very off. I'm not sure what was happening with Modi, but this is not the preseason Modi we saw. And like he was just not looking like himself. Luckily, we know good. Eventually, maybe Dolly will come give him competition, and Umtu Shabalala is still on the way. So there's competition. So if Modi flops more and more, chances are Dolly or Mtu Shabalala will replace him. And yeah, but I think he didn't play so bad that in the next game I'll start the exact same team that played today, just because let's take that momentum. Sahile did well when he came on. He did well. Sahile basically had an assist and he hit the pole. Sahile did well today. But this is what I say. Let's not start Sahile. Let's put Sahile on the bench and give him chances to gain momentum. Let's not put pressure in him. Gain momentum and come when defenders are tired. Because that's what Sahile did to those defenders today. They were tired and they couldn't chase him, and that is where he's at his best, when the players are chasing him. Another thing I'll add, that Singang of us, that fitness trainer, he needs to work our boys more. If we're going to play this high standard of playing, our boys need to get more legs, because there are periods in the game where the team starts walking and they look very, very tired. And I don't like that. And one of the reasons for this, and this is what I keep saying, one of the reasons for this is that we need to get to a point as a Kaizer Chiefs team where we enjoy more of possession. When we enjoy more of possession and we play amongst ourselves, it's going to give our team a chance to lower the tempo of the game and to bring down the tempo so our players can rest. Because what happens is that if we just play tum and we kick, eventually Abomodi, Mtanzani, Dupree, Potsani, they get tired. And our midfielder also get tired because we keep losing possession. And when we keep losing possession, we become tired as a team. And that is a problem. We can't keep being tired as a team. We need to control the middle more. We need to let's keep the ball circulating more. If it's not on, let's go back. Then we go forward. But at the same time, we're not at that stage where we have the kind of play that will allow us to play well going forward. So when I say that well going from the back, I mean from the back because you can still tell there are still like issues with our play. And that is more coaching because as a coach, you can make your team play from the back, but it's about moving the opposition, and that's where you have player movement. Your players need to move, etc., for your team to to play way better. So that is one thing I'll say. If we're going, we cannot play at one pace the whole season if our fitness trainer is not even training our players to be the fittest team in the world. So if that's the case, we won't be able to play. And what's going to happen is our players are going to get injuries because they are not built to play like that. And when I say built, I mean the training that we have is not built for the players to play consistently at high tempos, consistently at high tempo. So that's what I'll say about that. But yeah, guys, we did well. And for once, I'll give credit to Abomuli. For once, they played the right formation. For once, it was positive. They were going forward. We will praise you when you do something right. That is one thing I'll say on this channel. If you are doing things right, we will praise you. And we will say, well done. Today, Mulifensiki and team, well done. But there's still a lot you can fix. I don't want them to be happy with what we saw today. And the substitutions were much better. Ungobo, we saw he came on for Ditlokwe and there wasn't an issue there. Ungobo played better. The one thing I'll say about Ungobo is that sometimes just telling a man, sometimes calm down, Baba, calm down, but Ungobo did very well today. Sahile, obvious, we know he did well. It's a shame we didn't see Umdu, but the way the game ended up, when you win, you won't mind not having seen Umdu. But if you lose, the first question we're gonna ask is why did they not bring on Umdu for Romodi way earlier? Because Romodi was already showing that he's not he's struggling a bit, but for that, we did the right things. But now, this is the part I didn't want to. It's too early in the game to have comments like these, but I'm going to say it already. But it seems like Uranga Chivavero has a very long way to play to Chiefs' game plan. Today, he had some decent touches, but he is never where we need him to be. He is never by the box. Uranga, it's like when we play with a striker that is like Dupree, we play much better. But when we play with Uranga, it's not working because his movement is not good and he's not moving on the field as quick as we would like him. So I'm worried about him. But when I say I'm worried, I'm saying it's too early for me to really say he's a flop or whatever the case may be. I am just worried because it was not looking good. But we know he can score goals, but he just is not finding himself in those positions. And I'm not sure, and it's difficult because now we see going forward that we need a player more like Dupree than we do a player like Ranga, because Dupree opens space, he makes us play, and the players who played today, the attacking players, were the best players. So from that standpoint, I will say in the next game, Ranga should not start. It should be Dupree. And if that Gonzalez new striker the Chiefs signed is coming, I hope he has more movement like Udu. Because today the movement behind the defense of Cape Town City was much better. That's why Upotsani was a threat. Umodi was a threat. Utupri was a threat behind. Danzane was a threat behind. And Danzane was the link. Danzane and Castillo were the link to our attack. So yeah, tell me what you guys think, Kosi Nation. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. First win, we are happy.